Okay, so the unexpected moment. We are live now. If you want to let me know you're watching, if no one's watching, that's fine. I'm doing this anyway, and you will have a HIIT workout to do later. I understand there are some people struggling to get back at it since the Easter break, so I'm here to help you get back at it. What I'm going to do today is literally what I would do for me. So I make no apology. I will make it up as I go along, doing the next thing and then the next thing that I feel my body wants to do. So if you're having a look, if you've managed to tune in, I appreciate I didn't let anyone really know. Hello, Pip Paul, you made it. Well done, sir. So 3 of you are tuned in. Let me know who you are, because then I can have a quick visual as to what's going on. I'm actually going to use the glute band, okay? So if you have a glute band, a booty band, that big thigh thing, then grab one. If you don't, it doesn't really matter. It just means that if you do, you get a much bigger workout. So, anyone else watching? We've got 8 people now, which is grand. I don't care how few they are. I'm just intrigued as to who's managed to organise their day. It's apparently going to be very hot out there, so let's get this doing now. I was going to rest today. Let's do this, Tanya. Yes, Pip, you are me. I've done so much admin, you cannot imagine, Tom and I. Hello, Angela. Yeah, we're admin up to, I don't know where, so I just thought this morning I've got to do something that's really me, and choosing exercises is me. Hello, Susan. Obviously, I'll stand welcoming you all, if only to make sure we have that connection. So Susan, we're using a glute band. Angela, if you've got your glute band, get that in there. If it was going to be a rest day today, you can have this as your big hit, and then you can rest. It goes without saying that make sure you stay within your limits, so don't let me force you. I really don't know what I'm going to do with you. I just know that you're going to be hot and sweaty afterwards. So this is the kind of workout I do with me when I really do need to just move my body and shake my mind up. I find that sitting at screens, of which I'm now on multiple screens, and working with my hubby on all the admin, good morning, Kay, lovely to see you, is actually really hard work. Anyway, this is more my natural environment, although I cannot wait to have real people here. Ken Everett, you're in. Jenny Reed, she's on her way. Come on, Jenny, close that laptop, get your banker's gear off. And Jane Fox, good morning to you. Wow, this is going to go well, isn't it? So are you ready with your booty bands? Grab your booty band. Just a reminder, I make no apology for how insane this workout's going to be. What I do ask, though, is only do what you can do. If there's any pain anywhere, stop. I'll probably make it more circuit-like than pretty, okay? In other words, I'll be probably doing 10 of this and 10 of that, and I will work my body to the point where I feel I can do one more safely. Lorna Connor, good woman. And Deborah Gorton-Panel, go girl. Deb Gorton-Panel, yesterday, admitted to the fact that she hadn't done a workout since Easter. So, as her workout buddies, we all got onto her saying, get your kit on. Elizabeth, Janine, you're here. Donna, welcome. Donna Lyons. Janine Goulding. Janine, this is a real hitter, so just make sure you stay safe. You might want to make sure you can be near a surface if you want to do, I'm going to do some bar work, I'm certain, although we are going to start, obviously, on the mat, facing down the mat, ready for squats. So I'm using the glute band. If you don't have one, don't use one. If you feel particularly tired, don't use one. But I'm starting with squats. Karen Evans, lovely to see you as well. It's wonderful, actually, how many people have managed to just suddenly go, right, I'm doing it. And again, keep it safe. Whatever you're going to do with me, it goes to say at any moment, you only ever do what is safe. And you know that if we were with you in the studio, we would stop you if something was in the wrong place. So nothing in your lower back, nothing in your knees. Tina Edwards, lovely to see you tuning in. Nothing in your lower back, nothing in your knees. And because we're using a glute band, if you're using one, if you take it further up the thigh towards the hip, it makes it less intense on the knee joint. If you take it a bit lower down, it's a kind of buy one, get one free of all of the outside of the thigh and bum. But you can't feel anything in your knees or anything in your sacroiliac lower back area, okay? Emily Rose Connor, you're watching as well. All right, I'm going to get going. I think there's enough people signed in for us to have a great time. So we've got a couple of blokes, Pip and Ken. Tom will probably watch this later on. He's having to be at the laptop face doing everything to do with databases and everything, getting ready for the Zoom, which starts on Monday, along with a renewed Facebook Live. Anyway, are you ready? Let's go there. You'll have to wait while I get all my devices switched on just to make sure if the video live link doesn't connect. I've got a video. So, here we go. Come to the bottom end of your mat. I'll say hello. I feel probably a bit caged at the moment. Definitely Pilates in captivity is my feeling. So to do exercise takes that away somewhat. Stand with your feet parallel. Have a little bit of a wriggle and a squiggle around to make sure everything's level. Choose your position on your mat. I'm going to use the full length of the mat for this first part of the workout. So I'll try and speak slowly, but it will be intense. So we're starting with the squats. If this is your first squat of the day, and Deb, if this is your first squat since Easter, think, feel and find that place in the body that makes every joint, so this is your hip joint, your knee joint and your ankles. You make sure the knees don't go forwards of your ankles or your toes really, and you're making sure your bottom feels as though it's reaching backwards. You're breathing deeply in and out. We'll just do another 10. So in this moment, you're waking everything up. Inhaling and exhaling. So we're keeping each other going. We're refusing to give up as they're about to announce at least another 3 weeks of this self-isolation insanity. So keep the breath. Make sure the breath invades the whole of your trunk. This next time you go down into your squats, stay. Put your hands on your knees and get breathing with that more inner range or end range it would be for the hamstring. But the sense that you're easing into your fullest range. If you're doing this without tucking under, you'll get the muscles that go right up to your sit bones. And if you keep the breath going, inhaling and exhaling, it'll make sense to the trunk stabilizers. Nothing's in your back. You're in neutral pelvic position. And your muscle pumping blood up and down is the thigh muscles dominantly, with the breathing muscles keeping you connected. All right, the next time I go down, I'm going to stay. Relax through the head, neck and shoulders. So let's get the spine rolling. Exhale, roll the spine down. This is the nicest thing you're going to do today, be warned. Now press your hands into the floor and press your legs straight. Leave your head looking between your knees and push your heels down. Now keep your hips over your heels, as it were. Keep the breath in and out. And as you breathe deeply in and out, you're expanding the whole spine area. We're going to take this to tiptoes, so up onto your toes, ready for walking into your long arm plank, at which point I'm going to suggest you come to 3/4 length and stay. We're going to hold this position and breathe in and out. Keep your elbows slightly flexed, keep your knees light, but make sure they're definitely there as you wake up the muscles across the upper back and across your chest. Keep this going. I'm wondering if you can hear the banging that next door's making. Anyway, I'm holding a 3/4 plank. Keep breathing in and out. Hollowing the abdominals. Right, from here, you're going into plank, reel, and back down to 3/4 10 times. So I push against the heels, I push against the hands, breath out to extend into plank, breath in to come back down. Breath out, push the ground away with both your feet and your hands. Cause the belly button to the spine connect. You can use your bum cheeks as you push and return. You're better off lifting your bottom a bit higher than you thought you need to, as long as you don't tuck under, rather than sagging down, okay? So your trunk stabilizers, nothing in the lumbar spine. You've got another 4. Breathe out and in. Exhale, heels high, hips float, and 2 more. And this is your last one. Now push your seat up in the air, keep the reach and start to walk your hands back, plant your heels down, bend at your knee joint and roll your spine back up. Into a squat, big breath in, rolling spine, breath out, walk into your plank, breath in, go down now to all 4s, ready for your press-ups. All 4s position and tricep press. That means my elbows come backwards, my head goes forwards of the mat and back up. I'm in a neutral spine, and I'm not just thinking of doing a gym workout, I'm getting that breath in there. Well, actually I'm talking. Remember, the journey is forwards of your shoulder, Getting your elbow to bend in the direction of the hips. If that's too intense, then only do a kind of a partial dip and up. What matters is that the journey is frontal and your breathing connects your core. 2 more. And last one. Stay. Hips high, heels high. And now press your heels down. Then walk your hands back, keeping your hips, keeping your legs. Your hips are reaching up. Now soften the knees as you return your spine back up. Big breath in. Exhaling, squat. Big breath in. Exhaling, round and roll down. And then away you go into your long arm. Okay, I'm going to take my hands wide and take my feet wide. So it's like a star shape. So in this star shape, my hands are off the mat wide, my feet are as wide as the sides of the mat ends, and I'm going to pull back and bend the knees, push forwards. So lower those knees and push. It's a star plank effectively, long arm version. And there's a pull both knees down. I have a look and make sure they land at exactly the same time. Your head can be looking down without the lower back rounding. 4 more. Get your breath out, connect your obliques with your hips. 2 more. Last one. And bring those arms back. My feet are wide open, tuck your bottom under and up you roll. Keep your feet wide. Go into your squat. You're now going to walk the mat with wide foot squat and walk back. So you're walking backwards, step, 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 and walking forward. So my feet are as wide as my mat is. So my glute band's suddenly having to work my abductors harder. Keep going. So you go heels forwards, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel backwards. And breathe. Just be glad that I can't see you yet on Zoom. And back, back, back. Tap and forwards, heels, toe. Now if you want to get lower down, then sit your bottom down. Don't drop your chest, that's not what I've really asked for. It's a keeping the chest up. It's a true squat, and my thighs are pulling wide against the band. Can you feel your side bum, back of the hamstring, top end working for you? 1 more, up the mat. And back. When you get back this next time, stay back. Big breath in, exhale, roll down. Keep your legs bent and walk to the floor. Wide arm presses. So I'm in box shape, I'm all fours box. Take my hands wide and chest press. So you pull your elbows wide open, lower your chest forwards of your hands. Keep the crown of your head reaching and reaching. So I'm working in all fours shape. I've got my hips flexed, pelvic floor draws up, my obliques are active, and my lats and serrats behind the shoulder, across the upper back, into the back of the upper arm. Know that they're working. My chest opens. 2 more. And 1 more. Okay, and then come into a kneeling position. We're going to open your hip. So in the kneeling shape, arms by your sides, crown of the head reaches up, and you're going to lean. The first lean is an assessment, isn't it? Making sure your pelvic floor and your hips are connected to your trunk. And backwards lean. Touch the toes if you want to, or the heels, sorry. Turn and look over your shoulder. When you go back, and then turn and look over the other shoulder. Exhale, backwards lean. Inhale, upright. Now allow one arm to go forwards and back. Breathe in. Breathe out. So create that rhythm, and the sensation is of the whole of the front of your thigh having to work like a spring. As you lean back, that spring gathers tension, and that spring then uses the tension to pull you back up. If you can't feel the spring tension, you've broken the connection through your obliques, okay? So this is the spring loading. That's the spring going longer, 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 ready to discharge energy as it pulls you up. Let's do that again. The spring lengthens, pull your glutes in, pull your abs in. That's the spring tension ready to recoil back up. Last time. And a recoil, up we go. Okay, let's have you straight into some ab work. So we'll start off sitting up really tall. We'll gradually build up the abs into for a seated roll back. So breath out, backwards lean, flex at the hips, put your hands and come back again. I'll describe it. I lean back, I do a pelvic tilt and roll, place my hands flat on the floor, breathe in and back again. Exhaling, lean and tilt. Inhaling. Breathe out, backwards lean, pelvic tilt. Nothing's in my lower back. Everything's in my obliques and my hip flexors. Backwards lean. Exhaling is how you tilt. Inhaling is the lengthening breath. And we go. And crown of the head reaches up. Next time you go back, you'll stay. So backwards lean. Stay with the hands down. With the hands down then, pick one leg up and switch. So hands are down, your hands can go wide. Make sure you're not into your lower back. If you are, you either need to go a wee bit further back or don't tuck under as much. And that depends if you're a flat back person. If you've collapsed, then it'll be in your lower back. So just go back to a position where it's not in your lower back. This position here is hip flexors and abdominal obliques. I'm inhaling and exhaling, waking up these muscles that make flexors lead to trunk stabilizers. Keep it going. Are you getting warm? I am. Okay, got 4 more and 3 more. Stop if it's in your lower back. Stop if it's in the wrong place. And then next time we go with the legs up, you can tuck your bottom under, roll all the way down, and you're now in legs in tabletop, lying on your back. You're going to imprint. Breath out now, you will curl, stretch the legs away, and inhale, bend. Get into this. You know this move, it's an exhale, rolling curl, rib cage, imprinting the lumbar without force. Inhale, back down. Inhaling and down. And exhale, extend. I'm holding onto my thighs because it's actually more accurate. They're very lightly held, but it gives me symmetry. No one's body is perfectly symmetrical. Everyone has to constantly meditate and include a weaker side or a tighter side and encourage alignment. Okay, off we go. Are you ready for this? Next time you go up, you'll stay. Hands behind the head now. Bend the legs and send one leg down to the floor and pull it back. Inhale. Exhaling. And inhale. Exhaling. Leg reaches straight and back up. Now you can add an alternating rotation to the bent leg. So describing it, I go turn and return. No rolling of the hips. Exhale to stretch away and rotate. Inhale. I'm looking just beyond the thigh of the bent leg, and if anything, my chest or my elbows stay largely open as I pull my opposite rib cage to the opposite thigh. In other words, off to the knee joint that's bent. Do me 4 more. You should be working deep into the oblique area of the abdominals. If your leg going down too low means your back lifts, then push your leg up. So the leg going up will stop your back working because it shouldn't be working. Okay, are you last time? Once more each side. Exhale and let that go. Put your feet on the floor. Walk your heels so that you can touch the heels with the hands reaching through the fingertips. And just look at the edges of your mat because you want to have symmetry there. We're going for your hip lifts. First one, exhale. Push into your heels and push your knees forwards. Check your thighs at symmetry. In other words, they've got this V shape. Breathe in and then breathe out and come back down. And we repeat. Exhale, heel press, oblique connect and push the knees forward, shins forwards, pressing the heels down and rolling down-ish. Inhale. Exhale, float. Inhale, coming down. Now in this preamble of 10 lifts and lowers, there should be nothing in the lower back, and your breath should be the elevation. So as the breath out connects the trunk, and the inhale is the kind of releasing, melting heart element of the spine. Exhaling, push into both heels equally. If any of this is in your knees, bring your feet closer together, okay? The other thing to think about is pushing against your band as you come up, and that might take it out of the knee, but everyone's got varying degrees of wear and tear in their knee joints because of our age group. Up we go this time to stay, okay? Transitioning, we're up in the air, and we're going to stretch that band slightly wider by opening and closing. I'm rolling onto the sides of my feet. As I open with the side bottom area, my pelvis stays absolutely level. I can feel nothing in my lower back as I open and close. Remember, if this is in your knee joint, it's all completely wrong. You do have to be pelvic floor, transverse wall mindful, but the side bottom area is working really hard, and maybe some of the side thighs. It depends on your posture type, to be honest. Last two. And last one. Can you feel the side glutes working? Glute medius, and trickle your spine all the way down. From that position there, come straight onto your sides. Okay, we're going to go into abduct. So you're finding knees level but legs are bent. So my legs are bent, I'm on the armpit area, and my elbow is bent, my palm faces the ceiling, and my hand is reaching. We're going to build up the side bottom area. So you're going to lift and lower. And exhale, abduct, open. It's like clam. You could do this as clam if you want, but you're very aware of the side muscles driving the movement pattern with the band. This is going to be a slight slow build, and suddenly you'll be dying, okay? Two more. Keep the hip from flexing, in other words, you're in neutral. Last time, and send that leg out. Now you've got your circles. I'm so light on my underneath arm. I'm far from sagged through the oblique, so I'm keeping that kind of relatively gentle, I think, sideline position. So if you keep your armpits sucked in, as it were, and pulling the upper arm into the shoulder, two more circles, whichever direction you've chosen. Pelvis stays absolutely still, and you're reaching the legs through that circle. Now point the toes and go the other way around. So reverse your circle. If you need to put your other hand on the floor, so if you're feeling some movement in the spine, they're your facet joints, and it would suggest your obliques aren't doing what they could and should. So I brush the floor for this circle. Can you feel the abductors working? Go on 3, and 2, and 1, and let that go. Go straight to all fours, and you're into, I know what I was going to do then, I've just suddenly gone blank. Oh, I know. Into all fours, go to hovering knees. You're going to step back, back, in. Reach, reach, return, return. So you've got hovering knees all the time, and you're coming back with the legs. If you want to have a look down and make sure that you're not tucking your bottom under, and when the knees come together, that they're level in that moment. Don't pull your knees so far under you that your pelvis tilts. So if you could see my pelvis and I could see yours, there would be no change of alignment. 4 more if you can do it. Go to the floor if you can't. Just do knee hover, knee lower. 2 more. And 1 more. And pull your knees under you. Okay, you ready for the other side? So I'm now facing the other end of my mat. Ready for abduct, which is your side work. Line yourself up, knees level with the edge of the mat, wrists to hand level with the edge of the mat, hips in neutral stack, and exhale, open, and close, and open. Remember when we use the band, it's that the side bottom needs to feel for the band. If this is in your neck, you can turn your head and look down. Make sure you've positioned your arm so that your palm faces the ceiling on that underneath side, and you feel some of the armpit connection. So as I take the leg up, it's bent and it lowers down. Abduct, adduct. Take away, use your breath out. Breath in. 2 more. So if you're getting this where it's intended, you're increasingly getting right into this area here. 1 more, and we extend. Remember, if you need to put your hand down, you're going to now lift. And lift. I think I did leg circles, but hey, lift. This is what happens when you make up your moves as you go along. So I'm lifting and lowering. Just do 1 more, and then let's start the circles. So whichever direction you want to go, whichever way, this is already getting really intense. You could, if you wanted, go down here. If it's become all shoulders and not enough legs, then bring yourself down to the side line shape, okay? The movement of the thigh in the pelvis is a stirring of your femur. 1 more, go and push against that band. Now reverse that journey, flex at the ankle or point, whichever you haven't done. And it's up and down, circle. I graze the floor in my head. I'm lying on my side now, just as a modification. It's just as intense. You just take out the requirement of shoulder stability. So if it's in your neck and in all the wrong places, go down to your sideline shape without your waist collapsed. Let's go 2 more of these circles. And 1 more. And let that go. Okay. Come to your standing position. She says it's hard to stand with the band on. We're going to do your side lunge. So do you remember this? Go there. Whether if I put both hands here, whether that helps you. So I'm hinged at the hip and then come back again. And reach and pull back. And reach and pull back. So as you step to the side, step together. The stepping into the centre of your mat, that's the bent leg moment, okay? Step, bend, together. Now you can pull back and hear my band twang. It's a bit like doing skater on the reformer. Go on. Your range of movement sideways is completely up to you. So you could do it small, okay, or you can do it big. Now if you've got a really tight band, that will also reduce your range. Go and stay. So staying here, my bottom sits back, my feet are level, my middle mat leg is bent. So now let's skate again. So now we're going to skate. Actually, let's do it that way. So you've got opposing legs. It wouldn't actually make much difference. But learning to transfer. So it's like a slide, isn't it? You slide and slide. So when we do this on the reformer, a light spring, you'll feel the push and pull come from the side bum area, some of the hamstrings. It's easier on the floor, to be honest. It's a smoother action. Okay, 2 more. And this next one, we're going to stay in the centre here. So I've got 1 leg bent, and put your hand on that leg. You're travelling forwards with that reach, forwards of the foot of the bent leg, giving you a bit of a stretch. So the same leg has stayed straight throughout all of this. My ankle is pulling my weight to the outside of my foot. I'm getting a little bit of a reaching stretch. The leg that I bent in the direction of, I've rolled down towards the thigh. I'm going to keep that leg bent, come back up, and then step my legs together. Then I'm going to step to the other end of my mat, start here, and come back together. So you've got this lunge, step together. Plant your heel, don't let either ankle roll in. So you're keeping your ankle stability in this moment, and if you want, you can do opposing arms. What you must make sure happens is that you sit backwards. I'm going to show you from the side. So you sit back. So I'm sitting my hips back and 4, keeping both ankles strong. I nearly fell over there. I'm planting my heel down. Even though my toe might feel for the ground, my heel definitely claims the space. So your heel claims that space. Your feet are level with each other. Go and stay here. So staying there, then we've got our skate. So sit your weight behind you each time. It's like a bit of a slide and slide. You can come out of it and slide, as in that come almost up and down. Your hips though stay with symmetry from left to right in all planes of movement. I'm pushing with my thighs, moving ankles and knees from the hip, and just stay this time. So staying just here, big breath in, and then exhaling, bend it, bend it, bend it, forwards of that middle mat leg as it were. So the leg that's bent, middle of the mat, your other leg's straight, and you're in a position where you feel nothing in your lower back, your rib cage is bent to allow the stretch, the pelvis has stayed largely neutral, and your leg that's central to the mat is bent. Keep breathing, and then coming back up again. Okay, you're now going to walk sideways. So it's called the crab walk, and you push, 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 tap, push the thigh, 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 and tap. Obviously, if you keep it small, it stays less intense. What you're really looking to do here as we do this side walk, this crab walk, is feeling for rhythm. Again, it's heels load, almost stomping is better than landing on your toes. And 1, 2, 3, tap, 1, 2, 3, tap. Keep your chest from dropping. You should just about to be able to see the screen. Are you ready? Come on. By moving your arms, you're creating this contralateral rhythm that the body loves. Okay, we need to keep reminding our bodies that despite this captivity, if a man that's nearly 100 can do 100 laps of his garden with a Zimmer frame, I think we can all do this. There's only a few things left in life to do. Physical exercise, social interaction through technology, and eat and drink. I wonder what we would do if we couldn't get food, or at least the type of food we want. Come on, keep moving. And last time there and back. Here we go. And standing up. Okay, let's take you into some lunges. It's up to you if you use the bar. I just happen to be at the bar, so let's go to curtsy version. Plie the feet. Everyone's favourite move. So curtsies here. Toes are turned out, thighs are turned out. And just initially wake up the deep abductor area here. Go back to your breathing, because I realise I've probably challenged you to hold your breath, really. Once you're there, stay. Pick up to heels together and all the way to stand. I went straight to quivering legs. So I'm in turn out, heels are tight together, and I'm going to go down into my plie and push back up. So lowering down and back up. Now take on your most elegant self. Floating one arm up and down. As you go down, allow one arm to float up without any shoulder pain. Keep going. So the movement is basically down and. You can alternate arms if you choose. If you're facing your equipment, that's easy. If you're not, don't worry about it. And you're staying in neutral, but you can tuck under if it's going into your lower back. If it's in your lower back and you're too tucked under, play around. Let's stay here. So here we go. Look down at your heels. Check their level. Look at the thighs and make sure they really are a V shape. Now we're going to deepen for 10. Again, if you want to feel as though you're your more elegant self, allow one arm to float out or just hold it here as though you're doing your little morning wake-up call as a ballerina. Never been that, I never will be that. But the movement patterns like this are brilliant for mobility. I reckon probably another 5 here. Squeeze your heels together, don't forget pelvic floor, navel, spine. Let's do 3 more. This time, stay and take your feet to parallel. Now, go up, you're in parallel and down. Pull your knees forwards, keep everything lengthened. You can still take one arm up, and you can take the other arm up if it suits. Okay? Keep going, you're better on to hold on. You're better off holding on, should I say, than letting go. Go on, we've got 4. So now we know that when we go down in this flat back squat, We need to have both knee joints level. Go down this time and stay. Stay there, ballerina lower arm. Look at your thighs. Breath out now, and pelvic tilt. So your chest is up. I'll align my clothing. Chest is up. Pelvis is tilting with the breath out on the pelvic floor. Oblique area. You're not doing a bum squeeze. You're doing an oblique. And release. Exhaling. And obliques. Inhale and release. Pelvic floor, navel to spine. Feel the quads start to own their need to strengthen and lengthen. And this is the last one, at which point you come up and you lower down. Okay, go down into your squat. Take the leg to the side, take it behind, and come back up. Squat, send your leg out, send it backwards, keep the front leg so that it's not forwards of the toes, and then come back up. So squat, reach back, float back up. Remember, it's a squat, which means it's not you keeping your back flat. It's a neutral. I did it the opposite way around, forgive me. I'll repeat where we're going. We squat. Leg goes out sideways, level with the standing leg. It pushes back against the band, and you float back up. You've got 3 more. Hinging squat, taking the leg out, half circle almost, and then gliding back to both thighs level. 2 more. Exhaling. Abduct the leg, take the leg back, keep the standing knee away from being too forwards of the toes. Last time, I squat, abduct, reach, and float up. Now, just to make sure life really happened, find your squat again and take the leg sides. Now bend the leg and up. So I'm doing the dog. And trust me, come on, we can do this. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1, and 1. Go on, one more. 1. Oh my goodness. And shake a leg. Are you ready for the other side? So I'll have this facing the bar. Find your squat. The leg that was free this time goes to, the leg you stood on pushes to the side, because I've moved my position. It reaches out backwards, you can see that diagonal line there, and you float back up. Hinging squat, core connect. Take the free leg out sideways, float it back, and glide it back in and up. As you sit into your squat, look for symmetry. The knee of the standing leg can't go forwards of the toes. And exhaling, squat, abduct, reach sideways, reach the leg backwards and up. If you're using the chair or work surface, which I would do if I were you, you've got absolute symmetry in how you're holding your shoulders. You don't just suddenly find one shoulder's dip towards the surface. And your breathing will make sure it's more than just a bum abductor exercise. So reach. Reaching, breathing. It doesn't matter which way around the breath is. It matters that you breathe deep and that the breath out wakes the core area up to join the leg activity. And out with the leg, back with the leg, diagonal line, and floating in with the leg. And again, hinge, reach, back with the leg, in with the leg. Are you ready for the killer? Find your squat. Keep with the leg bent that was originally reaching sideways, bend it, and you've got your dog wee. And I am so fatigued, but that's what I love. Okay, so the leg that's staying put and the leg that's pushing against the band like a dog and a lamppost moment, because we all know what that feels like. Not, but you know that the feeling in this leg that you stood on is a radiating warmth. Nothing in the lower back, nothing in the knee. 2 more. The whole posture, side tips. Last one. and up you come. Okay. I think to stretch, let's take it into the arabesque moment. So hinge at the hip. If you had your hands on a work surface now and you didn't tuck your bottom under and you did press your heels down, you would be straight into both hamstrings ending up at their absolute length. You've got to push your tailbone to the ceiling. The feeling of reaching your tailbone up and away, stabilising the lumbar spine area with the trunk stability, core, pelvic floor, transwalk. All right, and then from there, bend your rib cage and then soften off at the knees and then take one leg back and reach it up. Okay, reach and return and repeat. Tailbone to the ceiling on my standing leg and my fingers are light to the floor. As I push and return, I'm encouraging length to come back into the trunk. You can do a little bit of turnout if you want, or you can keep it absolutely level. One more, so the trunk and the hamstrings stay long. We're going to change legs. Remember, you can do it holding on, so you can do exactly the same, held to the bar, feeling like you do a horizontal line. So if you're holding the bar, reach and bend and reach. So that's the equivalent of your arabesque at the bar. You've got less load going through the upper body, but maybe you've got a better alignment. And assuming you haven't got a table behind you and you've got a range of movement, you can make this happen. We're just going to do 3 more. So you've got the floor or you've got your work surface. The floor's a little bit more intense because your trunk's stabilising more than, although the bar, I believe, might be a better technique for the average person. Okay, you can see that shape and let that go. Okay, how's that feeling? Let's give you 5 more minutes. I need to do some side plank work. So, all fours, side plank goes, leg out, but they're apart. Turn onto the sides of your feet and open. Stay. Now lower through the hip, breathe. Push up through the hip, breathe, and come back to your plank. Place your feet, side plank, shoulders don't go forwards of the wrist. Lower the hip down. Put your other hand if you want to there. Come back up, breathe, and come back to side plank. Okay, and again, now you can bend the legs and come down and push. So you can bend and press. Try that, everyone. That allows me to suck my armpit and my back arm. So my back arm takes most of the load. Try the other way. So go to the side. Keep your load on the arm that's bottom of the arm, bottom shoulder, and the other hand is freer. You bend your legs and you push. Still getting the hip to lower down. And 2 more. 1 more. And then you go straight into your shell. Make sure you undo anything that may be slightly jammed and breathe. Remember, you only do what you know from being here feels safe. We'll finish off with your prone work, lying on your tummy. And I think we take it straight into breaststroke, okay? So legs are reaching, crown of the head reaching away, nod the chin in, take your arms up. No, don't take your arms up, take your chest up. Take your chest up, send your legs away, and keep them there. So I'm going to keep my legs reaching as I come up, inhale, and back down. And exhaling, I'm sending the legs away, extending the trunk up there. I'm rolling up into the back of my front of my thigh, just got cramp again. Exhale, legs are reaching, hovering the floor, inhaling and down. And this should be great for your thoracic area and down. From that position there then. Palms now are floating. You're going to let your left leg reach up and away, with your diagonal arms. So we're going to swim. I'm keeping my arms bent to make sure that the arm moves from the shoulder joint. Okay? Now if that's too intense, you can do the same here. Your aim would be contralateral or diagonal, and your aim would be not pushing your abdomen, your belly, your tummy into the floor, but keep the legs reaching. Arms can reach here. But arms can't feel anything in the front of the shoulder. That's rotator cuff land. Okay, do you feel your hamstrings and glutes? Last two. Last one. And back into your shell stretch. I think we probably need a final abdominal work for the obliques. Are you ready? Sit up tall. I'm facing the screen, feet are flat. It's the equivalent of your Russian twist. So you'll backwards lean. Make sure you feel comfortable. Imagine you've got a medicine ball above your knee. Pull it to the hip. Go to the other knee. Pull it down. You pull and pull. Another way of doing that is to just pull, keeping your arms across your chest. The inhale is the centre, exhale is the... It's the biggest thing when we ask people to twist, especially when I can't get eyes on you, is that the twist is too big. When the twist is too big, it involves the pelvis, and then you watch the knees shift as the pelvis grinds and shifts and loses its stability position. So I want you to do this without anything like that. Another way would be to just take one arm up, and that'll have a similar... What happens here is you're alternating the obliques. So there's nothing going on in my back. Remember all the rules for taking it out of your back. You're either too far back or not far enough back. You could be too tucked under, so play around with more of a tilt. In the shape that I'm cueing you in and demonstrating, the hip flexors are really active, as are the obliques. Now if you don't feel enough oblique, tuck under a bit more. Put your hands on the floor. Can you see this? And then legs lift. Now, okay, let's alternate it. We've got obliques and flexors. My hands are so light I could be on thumbs. So I can feel everything, nothing in my lower back. I need to breathe. I'm not rolling on and off my sitting bones. I'm sat at the very back of them. My chest is lovely and open. My crown of the head reaching up. I haven't thrown my chin to the sky. I've got my nose pointing to the screen, and I'm nearly screaming in my abs. It's a lovely, lovely workout. Just do two more. One more. And reach your legs forwards. Okay, you deserve a stretch. Have your heels. Can you see my dirty feet? That's the studio. I don't have a cleaner and I haven't cleaned it. Okay, from here, big reach. And then take one arm, bend the elbow and get this side bend without taking the load out of your hip bones, sit bones. Come back in, other side. Big, 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 big breath. And then you can take your legs wider. You've got a band, so it's harder, but you can still do this. So, my hands are facing the screen. I turn the thumb of the hand of the arm reaching backwards. So I've got thumbs up, front arm, thumbs down, back arm, shoulders down. Exhaling, and I'm going to nod, roll down, soar off the big toe. Inhale just there, keep my opposite sit bone heavy, and come back up. Other side, turn the thumb down. Push the air backwards, pull the air across. Exhaling, ground your bum, ground your thighs. As you roll the ribcage part of the spine with the neck, pushing back, pushing forwards, and returning back. Bring both arms here, big breath in. Exhaling, nod, roll, and reach into a forwards flex. So the bend forwards is everything to do with your ribcage part of the spine, nothing to do with your lower back. Okay, glute stretch, lying on your back. The good old glute stretch, the side thigh open, the ankle onto your knee. Push your hands against the floor as you lift. And then if you want to reach your other leg up, you can hold this thigh. So I'm holding my bent leg in, I'm getting a decent pull from my outer bottom area up to the abductors here. Everything in my pelvis is level, I haven't tucked my bottom under. I breathe, I return back down, other side, breathe and everything. Working really hard in the side bottom, extend the leg. Obviously if you feel anything you need, remember I've cued you before just to hold your thighs almost together and pull this thigh much more over like you're crossing your legs on a seat. The issue is don't let your sacrum roll around. Do keep your tailbone as though it knows where the floor is so that the stretch actually goes to all the right places. And let that go. So, actually you could do a quick hip stretch, couldn't you? Let's face it. Sitting up onto your knees. I told you I'd make this up as I go along, so this is how I work my body. I go, oh, just feel like I need to do this. That's how I kind of work out what the body should need. Use my own body. Okay, so as you're backwards leaning, you're getting a good old length to all these muscles that you fired right up. It should feel pleasant, and you should feel very happy. And here's us all hoping that certain people got out of their Easter lethargy. Okay, final time, and let that go. Well done for everyone that rushed around to join me in this workout. We are massively busy behind the scenes trying to make sure that going forwards from Monday, that those who bought in for the next 10-week block get the services they're buying, and that we can make the most sense of it. We're having to wait and do so much background work on emails, Anyway, if you feel you haven't got something you need, we're managing to now get it on our website as well as on the Facebook. So if you're unsure as to how the future looks coming Monday, please, please, please make sure you WhatsApp us or text me or Cherie, and we'll make sure you get what you need. It's been great. I know these days are tough and there's no denying it. When I work out, I love working out because it's all I can think of, and I hope you've enjoyed this workout. It is a HIIT workout. It is there just to enliven, activate and shake us out, really. Fortunately, the weather's beautiful, so go and enjoy the weather, and I'll go back to some admin, all right? Lots of love to you all. Stay well, stay safe, and let us know how we can help. I'm going to sideways walk off. Bye! Emma, great to see you. And Deb was there, crawling to the shower, Susan. Yeah, you can say goodbye to me, actually. Who's going for a shower? Actually, I might do that. Anyway, hoping that Susan, lovely to see you were there. Thank you too. Enjoy. You can sign out everyone if you want. I'll have a little look at the screen. Yes, I'm a little bit wet and it's quite a nice feeling. I'm just taking my band down. Thanks, Karen. Glad you enjoyed it. And Cherie, back to the messages now, yeah. We're slaves to screens, some of us, and I'm sure lots of you are as well. Okay, a final goodbye to everyone. Thank you ever so much for joining us. Lorna, thank you too, and Emily. I'm sure you enjoyed the moment. It'll be on Facebook forever, so you'll be able to do it every day of this COVID-19 phase of our lives. Lots of love to you all. See you, Donna. Thank you, and goodbye.